Sage wanderer coming at you from my van down by the river. Different river every day. So the multiple shooter theory is getting a lot of traction on the internet. I did a couple of videos on this topic, and a lot of information is coming to light via the internet. Now, you got to ask yourself, why did nearly every single individual interviewed who was on the ground during the shooting claim that there were multiple shooters? Are they just, civilians that aren't smart enough to know what it's like to be in that situation? Potentially. But I find it odd that there's so many accounts. And then there's the taxi cab video. The taxi cab video definitely shows a couple of things. One, it looks like muzzle flash from the fourth floor. The FBI is explaining this away as reflection, that somehow the light from the muzzle flash on the 32nd floor bounced off some object and reflected in the window clear down on the fourth floor. Kind of a stretch, if you ask me. So, what about the individuals on the ground? Many of them veterans, first responders, police officers that were either there as civilians watching the concert or actually on duty. Many of them are reporting that there were, in fact, multiple shooters. The taxi cab video, at the beginning of it, you hear a large, slower cycling firearm being heard from what sounds like a mile away. And then you've got another report coming right on top of the taxi cab, and it's clear that they're just like almost right there at the Mandalay Bay Casino. And then there are these videos that are coming out from people who were staying at the Bellagio Hotel that was a mile away from Mandalay Bay and about 3/4 of a mile or so from the concert area. They are saying that there was gunfire in their hotel, that they were not hearing rounds being fired from a mile away, but rather were hearing rounds coming from inside the Bellagio Hotel and Casino. There's imagery of the casino hotel being shut down, being locked down, and people not being allowed to go up to their rooms or use the elevators. Alex Jones has some inside reporting, take it for what it's worth, that states that there was a gunfight in and around the Bellagio Hotel, and a terrorist was killed by police. Now, you also have the reports coming from credible sources, the victims themselves, inside of the concert area, who claim that they heard gunfire not coming from the shooter on the 32nd floor, but that they were hearing gunfire that was happening parallel to the ground with them, on the ground, in the concert area. That people who were in a stationary position heard gunfire gradually getting closer and closer to them. Why is the mainstream media not reporting on this? Why is Google deleting documents faster than the DNC? Not documents, video, faster than the DNC can delete documents? So, there's a lot of fishy stuff going on here. I did a video about the brother who just smells bad, man. His story doesn't line up. We have another interesting video. You can go look at this video while it's still on YouTube, of a ethnic woman, could be Hispanic, could be Asian. Some say she looks a lot like Mary Lou. This video was shot by a concerned citizen 4 days before the shooting at LAX airport. This individual is sitting there basically going off to all who will listen, saying, in 4 days, pow, America's dead. In 4 days, pow, you're all dead. Then there is the report from a credible witness that law enforcement is now saying is a credible witness, the sheriff's department, mind you, of the girl who was in the second row of the concert, who says that a man and a woman that she described as potentially Hispanic, who were moving through the crowd telling individuals there that they were all going to die. And now you're starting to see a rift between the sheriff's department and the FBI. Their stories aren't always in harmony. And once again, Alex Jones, who says he has insiders, is reporting that the reason for this is that the Las Vegas Sheriff's Department looks really bad in some of their responses to the incident. Because, everyone's asking, why did it take 72 minutes to take out this threat, to confront this terrorist on the 32nd floor? Well, the FBI and also at times the Sheriff's Department, their answer is that they went up there, they encountered the shooter, he stopped shooting when they arrived, and that they were waiting to clear the area there because they were afraid that there might be booby traps or explosives. But Alex Jones is reporting that they were waiting there because that's how long it took the FBI hostage rescue team to get there, and they wanted to be the ones to confront him. So they made them stand down and wait. And then you've got the stories from the Bellagio Hotel, video being released now, that the people in the Bellagio Hotel said that there were gunfire coming from inside the hotel, not from a mile away, from inside the motel or hotel. So, shooters on the ground, shooters in 2 hotels, your lone gunman theory is falling apart. Oftentimes I get to the truth of a matter by paying attention to not what the liar is saying, but what the liar is not saying. What is the liar intentionally leaving out? So mainstream media is not talking about the shooter on the ground. Why are they not talking about the Bellagio? The American people that were there in Las Vegas, not just the ones in the shooting area, but all of the ones that were staying there, they're getting rather irate right now. They are not going to remain silent because they are not buying the one-shooter theory. They know what they heard. They know what they saw. Was it panic? Do they just not understand the basics of acoustics? I've argued that that might be the case as an audio guy. But listening back to the videos, it sounds like more than one shooter. It sounds like more than one gun. It sounds like war. And even a guy with a bump stock and all those guns couldn't do it by himself. The Sheriff's Department yesterday said, if this guy did this by himself, then he's basically superhuman. So it's a conspiracy. Will the truth come out? We may never know. Who killed JFK? Was 9/11 an inside job? Is this going to be another one of those where we never find out? Time will tell.